Hey guys, I'm putting out a bonus episode this week to talk about D&D 5th Edition's Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. I was really excited about this book because I loved Frostburn back in D&D 3.5, so anything dealing with winter, snow, or just cold environments was a no-brainer purchase for me. It took months to finally sit down and read through some of the book and decide to run it for my group. The book is designed for level 1 characters and provides room for them to develop and become stronger, but instead my group is a bunch of level 10 heroes that spent a year playing, and after a 6-month hiatus I asked if they'd like to continue adventuring with them. I haven't made any alterations to the game so far, but 4 sessions in we're taking things slow. I'm seeing other groups burn through the adventure with beginner heroes, but I'm playing it at a different angle. I think this book is full of potential horror to unleash. Our group set out to establish trade between realms, but instead have become trapped due to the Frostmaiden spell. Now they're having to adapt to the extreme cold, use their wits as all their resources are cut off, and try to keep things civil on a land they don't understand the customs. They started the game in Bremen, and immediately hopped on the murder hobo train to take out Sefik. One of the party ended up getting recruited to do some fishing, which he felt very comfortable with, as his arsenal of magic items has turned him into Aquaman basically. We went through the whole encounter with the captain and Tally, but just so the player didn't go it alone, I had Tally travel with him in hopes of spotting the lake monster. Meanwhile, with 2 players having to miss out that evening, the last 2 set out to find Sefik. They tailed him to the Grumpy Moose while invisible, just to keep an eye on him in case he decided to take out another victim. They had no real evidence he had done anything wrong, but Hillen had convinced them to take the task of murdering him. In their land, these characters are regarded as heroes who saved 2 kingdoms, defeated big baddies, and reunited families, so I give them a pass with trying to play assassins in this world, which has nothing to do with their original mission of establishing trade between realms. After watching Sefik get his fill of alcohol, they follow him to a random burnt-out building at the edge of town. There, he huddles in a corner to sleep things off. The 2 heroes that followed him go straight for the kill, doing enough damage to take him out and put an arrow in his head. Of course, if you have the book, you know what's up with Sefik, and at the start of his turn, he misty stepped out of there and into the blizzard outside that was rolling in. The characters were shocked when he turned to look at them with the arrow protruding from his skull. Now they're worried some maniac is stalking them in the cold. While that wrapped up, Tally and our fighter did pretty good on their rolls out in the water. Things went south when the fighter lost his footing and fell prone in the boat, and Tally went overboard. He jumped in to save Tally, but they were there 1 second and gone the next. He tried looking and shouting, but I described it as sort of like the scene in Titanic, mixed in with the fact you're in a black abyss with a single lantern out on the lake with a possible monster in the water. He opted to get out of there, but he did try to find Tally. That's the difference of pushing through the encounters and quests versus them becoming slow burns that may even go unresolved, depending how the characters react. I've hooked them for the next session to try going back out on the water, but who knows if they'll dare or if they'll move on to hunting little elementals. I'm enjoying setting up these dangers in the world so they have something to fear. They've already remarked how they're liking how much the environment feels like its own boss to try and deal with. So we'll continue following the book and see what happens in the next coming games. If you haven't checked it out, I recommend it, at least to read through and see if it's something you can use in your games for inspiration. Until next time.